What's up, everyone? Kevin Allen here, aka the Geek from DFS Army, and we are talking PrizePicks NFL Week 5. We're going to go over a bunch of props that I love for the Week 5 slate. But first, of course, we got to take a look at what happened last week. We do these videos every week, and as you can see here, last week I gave out for the Week 4 NFL slate, I gave out 6 plays that I liked, and we hit on 4 of 6. We got the Hawkinson, Henry, and Brandon Cooks. Overs all very comfortably. I mean, they absolutely smashed. There was no worries at all. Drake London, wow, that was a disappointment. They just don't throw much in Atlanta. Got to stop trusting it. We also missed on KJ Osborne, but easily cashed the over. And that's what I like to see. I like 8. We hit 14. Like, there was no sweat on our 4 correct answers from Week 5. And so hopefully we'll keep that going here this week. I'm scouring the DFS Army projection models. I'm scouring the DFS Army PrizePicks sheet to come up with some of the best plays. And what I'm going to do here is not just show you the plays. I don't think that's enough. DFS Army, we're all about teaching. So I'm going to also show you the tools that I use to come up with these plays and just show you the process that you can use yourself to come up with your own great picks on PrizePicks using our tools. And remember, if you're not signed up at PrizePicks, if you go get signed up now with promo code DFS Army, not only will you get up to a $200 deposit match, but we will give you a free month of DFS Army VIP. If you want to get the free month, you've got to let us know that you signed up. Email us at support@DFS Army. Let us know that you signed up at PrizePicks. Send a screenshot of the sign up with promo code DFS Army, and we will get you a free month of DFS Army VIP. That's $70 value right there. So let's get right into the breakdown. And the first player on my list this week is Tyler Higby. We're taking a look at the receptions over for Tyler Higby. Now, here's the thing with Tyler. This one hits on all of sort of the baselines that I like to hit on. Number one, we've got him projected for 5.7 receptions this week, which you can see here on our PrizePicks tool. As a matter of fact, I want to show you 2 things here. You can find the PrizePicks tool over on DFS Army. If you go to NFL props tools and you click on PrizePicks, we've got regular props, PrizePicks, Monkey Knife Fight in there. And of course, over here as well, you can get to this tool. So Tyler Higby, the first thing I'm taking a look at are the consensus odds on the sports books. And right now, the consensus odds are betting over 4.5 receptions. Okay, minus 140, which gives it about, which is a significantly over, it's about a 60% implied probability, maybe 57, 58. Don't have the calculator open, but that it passes 4.5 receptions. Again, right here, you see the DFS Army model projection at 5.7 receptions. So that's the second notch that we're looking for. And the third is just the eye test, right? This team has to throw to Higby because they have no one else to throw to. It's basically been Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higby, and that's it. Higby has been seeing double-digit targets most games. He doesn't do a lot with the targets. They're really close to the line of scrimmage, under 5. So that's the perfect kind of situation. I think I'm pretty confident that we'll get at least the 5 that will cause this thing to push. And hopefully we can get ourselves a W here with Tyler Higby over 5.0 receptions. And we will track it for our tracker and put it in there. All right. Next up, I've got another one. I really love this one from all angles. And that's Jamar Chase over on yardage. And here it is, the 70.5 yards. And I like the overs on Chase pretty much across the board. You know, T. Higgins got a Q tag. I don't know if he's going to play or not. He'd probably play, but he's got a Q tag on him. But more importantly, the Bengals are facing Baltimore, the worst team in the league at stopping opposing wide receivers. I think that the Bengals wide receivers are going to beast in this game in general. You know, the Ravens are going to be putting up points. The Bengals are going to have to answer. So this one I absolutely love. Over 70.5 receiving yards. And again, if we take a look at our tools, the tools generally agree. So if we go to the receiving yards tool right here, you could see that Jamar Chase, again, the consensus line is the same as the PrizePicks line, minus 130. But the DFS Army projection model, but it's minus 130 to the over, meaning the bettors are betting the over on this. And the odds essentially give You have to pay $130 to win 100 if you're betting the over. On PrizePicks, every proposition is essentially a 50-50 proposition. And if you bet this on the sportsbook, you would not get 50-50 odds. So for that reason, this actually skews this bet in favor of us on PrizePicks compared to going to a sportsbook. And of course, the DFS Army projection model agrees. It likes the over at 80.5 fantasy points. So that combination is all I need to know about to know that I'm going to pop this on my list. Again, what we want to do is skew these more than 50-50 in our favor. That's our best shot of making money on PrizePicks on a week-over-week basis. We're not that much smarter than the sports books or the bettors on sports books. So that's how I do it. All right, next up, Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush under 5.5 rushing yards. Not Cooper Kupp. Cooper Rush. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. That's a fantasy score. Where is my rushing yard? Here we go. Cooper Rush under 5.5 rushing yards. We are going less. Now, a couple of reasons why I like this. Number one, Cooper Rush is not a running quarterback. That's one. Number two, when we look at his rushing history, he's had one game above 5.5 rushing yards so far out of the 3 he's played. But he's also getting negative yards. They're taking on the Rams, who are a really solid defense. They certainly can rush the passer. And what I think one of the factors here that we need to keep in mind is a sack will result in negative yardage in these spots potentially. So you can also lose some yardage scrambling, but Cooper Rush just is not a scrambler. And again, if we look at our PrizePicks tool at the rushing yards comparison, let's see if he's in there. I thought I saw him in here. Oh, maybe not, but actually we could take a look at the NFL Research Station, which works just as well. So this is another tool for DFS Army VIPs that I like to use for these. And if we take a look and if we find Cooper Rush in here somewhere, and let's see if we can find him. There he is. Okay, so right here we've got Cooper Rush, and our projection model is showing a projected rushing total of 3.5 yards. So again, this one is skewed in our favor. We're projecting him for below 3.5, but in reality, one scramble is going to get him there. He's just not a scrambling quarterback, and this is about a 50-50 proposition. So I'm grabbing the under here on Cooper Rush. Rushing yards, less. That's right. Actually, here we go. The sports books, and I didn't show this on screen, but on the PrizePicks tool, I didn't find it just now, whatever. The sports books are betting, bettors are betting minus 125 to the under 5.5. So again, the sports book has this one skewed in our favor, and that's primarily what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stick to the combination of the sports book is leaning this way, plus our projection models are leaning that way, plus the eye test tells me this is the correct approach. So it's that trio of items that kind of creates a PrizePicks play for me. That's how I'm choosing these. All right, next up, Devin Singletary. Let's cancel that. Devin Singletary over 18.5 receiving yards. Okay, we're going to put him in there. We're going to grab the more than 18.5. And once again, let's take a look at our PrizePicks tool. Get a sense of why we are taking a look at this. And let's go to the receiving yards. Let's see if I can find him in here. Not there at the moment. All right, we'll go to, yeah, I have him here for the under on rushing and receiving yards on the tool. Oh, here we go. And there it is on the price. So there it is. Devin Singletary right here. And you could see that this is what I love about this bet. The sports books have it. The consensus odds are 17.5, but they're skewed to the over minus 125, which is about, let's say, a 55 to 53 to 55% implied probability that it will go over. More importantly, we're projecting Singletary to 23.75 receiving yards. So our projection model does have him going over slightly, but the big thing is the eye test, right? I've seen Devin Singletary more and more involved in the passing game for the Bills over the last few weeks, plus the Bills losing their tight end. Not that that's a big deal, but Dawson Knox being out this week, potential for a few extra, like when Allen, if he's ever looking for that check down option, it might be Singletary right there. And I think Singletary could just one reception might get us there. And he should get 3 or 4 receptions in this game. He has sort of evolved into the primary running back in a low octane running offense for the Bills, but nonetheless, he does appear to be the primary running back. So I think he can get this done for us. 18.5 yards. That's not it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add another one here. We're going to do 5. I got a bunch more to go here. So let's keep hammering them out. This one is one of my favorites this week because our projection model is really loving the over on Zach Wilson, or as I like to call him, Zach Milfson, over 215.5 passing yards. And again, I'm just going to go over to the DFS Army research station here and show you that our model projects 240 passing yards for Zach Wilson. Now, it's hard for me to trust a Jet. I am a lifelong Jet fan. It's brutal. But what are you going to do? We're projecting 240. The number here on PrizePicks is 215. Let's see if the consensus odds agree with us here. Let's see what we got here on consensus odds. Passing yards. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's only so the consensus bet right now is 218.5, slightly leaning to the over, but not really. So this one is really very much a projection based play, but with a 10% edge in our projection versus the consensus odds and the PrizePicks odds. I think that's a playable prop this week. I've got a couple that I absolutely love, but let me put this in. Let's track it. Boom. We're going to place this entry. Ooh, I didn't need to do a $20 one, but there we go. All right. That's just for tracking purposes. Let's go back to it here. We're going to add some more here. Tom Brady. Love Brady this week across the board in all formats. I think Brady's going to smash. Brady has a history of putting up 4 touchdowns per game and over 300 yards in this matchup against Atlanta in his time with the Bucs. He has absolutely owned them. This week we get back a healthy Chris Godwin. We have healthy Mike Evans. Just the weapons around Tom Brady, Fat Lenny, the whole deal. So I love Brady to absolutely smash most of his projections this week. The one I'm going to go with, I really had a hard time. I was going to go with passing yards, but then I started to think about what if the Bucs dominate defensively to the point where they just don't need to throw for a lot of yards. They're getting turnovers in different areas. So instead of yards, I'm going to go with fantasy score for Tom Brady. And I'm just confident. This might be my most confident play on the entire PrizePicks slate. I love the fantasy points scored because that's right in the wheelhouse. You know what I mean? That's right in the wheelhouse. But DFS Army has Tom Brady projected for almost 23 fantasy points this week. The over-under prop is 20.5. I think that is too low. Brady's one of my favorite DFS plays of the week, and he is one of my favorite PrizePicks overs on the fantasy points. So we are taking Tom Brady over 20.5 fantasy points. If you want to take the receiving, the passing yards prop as well, that's totally fine. We have him projected, looks like at 285, so a little bit above this. But I'm just going to go with fantasy score. I think it's a safer bet this week and a more likely cover. All right, another fantasy points one that I really like is Curtis Samuel. Now, I almost kind of like the Terry McLaurin one too, but they have it kind of high. But Curtis Samuel. So here's the deal. Number one, again, DFS Army has Curtis Samuel projected for 13.5 fantasy points this week, which is a massive margin. Let me go to the research station. I will show this in the meantime. That's a massive margin over the PrizePicks number of 10. Now remember, PrizePicks scores on a PPR basis, kind of similar to DraftKings full point PPR. And the thing we love about Curtis Samuel this season is that he is a PPR beast. So, I don't even know if I can find him. There he is. Curtis Samuel right here. Let's grab his DraftKings projection. And as you can see, it's 13.5. We're getting 10 on a 13.5 point projection. There's not more to say. Curtis Samuel has been seeing 7+ targets per game and actually getting into the double digits. And the big one for me on Curtis Samuel is that he is going to be without Jahan Dotson. Wide receiver 3 has already been ruled out, or 2, or whatever you want to call it, for the Commanders, which means that Curtis Samuel even more a part of this offense than he's been before. The potential for a touchdown. This is one of my favorites. I'm actually going to beef up this particular bet as it is my favorite combo on this entire slate. So as we track it, I'm going to beef that one up a little bit and track it a little bit higher. Hopefully that works out for us. All right, that'll do it. That's our 6 prize picks for NFL Week 5. Again, let's see. Reminder, what do we got here? We've got Zach Wilson over 215 passing yards. Devin Singletary, this one's maybe one of my, on the bottom end of my favorites, but more than 18.5 receiving yards. Cooper Rush, under 5.5 rushing yards. Jamar Chase, over 70.5 receiving yards. Higby, more than 5 receptions. And of the, how many did we give out here? That actually 7. Of the 7, I'd say the 2 less confident ones are probably Singletary and Cooper Rush. Maybe Singletary the most, but I like all of these very much. And my 2 favorites are the fantasy score productions from both Tom Brady and Curtis Samuel. Again, if you want access to these tools for PrizePicks, of course, all of our awesome tools, we're going to give you a month free when you sign up. A month free of DFS Army VIP when you sign up at PrizePicks using promo code DFS Army. Now, go get signed up. $100 deposit, whatever you want to do. $50, I don't care what, but they will match up to a $200 deposit. And then, of course, if you let us know, you send us that screenshot to support at dfsarmy.com. Hey, I signed up at PrizePicks. Watch Geek in the video. Whatever you want to say, we'll send you a code for a free month of DFS Army VIP, where you can use these tools to absolutely crush on PrizePicks. Good luck this week, everyone. I will be back same time, same station next week. Make sure you've liked and subscribed and hit the notification bell on this channel if you want to smash your PrizePicks prop plays. Good luck this week, everyone. Take it easy.